CPM, CPC, CPA, LTV, AOV, all sorts of other things that seem to end in the letter sound of E. Who knows? There are vanity metrics and there are real reality metrics. And I'm really here to help you understand when you're running e-com or D2C or you're running a SaaS business. I guess that doesn't end in the E sound. What do you really need to know? Let's get down to vanity metric versus real business. Hi, my name is Charlie. Thank you very much for checking this out. And we're going to get to it in just a second, but I just want to say thank you. And if you feel like you like this, go ahead and hit subscribe. If you enjoy this or anything else, or you have any questions, please feel free to DM me or to reply to this or find me. I'm everywhere. Clearly, we're here on YouTube, but also you can get me on Instagram. You can get me on Twitter. You can find me on TikTok. Yes, of course, there's the Facebook group with 12,000 people, or you can go to facebookdisruptor.com and even join the Facebook Disruptor School, which has weekly group classes. And I'm not here to sell you on a whole bunch of stuff. Let's get down to the real metrics that actually matter for your business. And I'm going to come today from an e-commerce standpoint. But if you're in the lead gen world or other things, we can absolutely address those as well. And as much as I say cost per acquisition or purchase, just take it to be lead. We're going to get through a lot of that today. So without any further ado, vanity metrics versus reality metrics for business owners. Now, let me tell you the three most important metrics that you absolutely must have from every platform. Until you get to a certain point where, honestly, there's only one that is an absolute must-have, and that is spend. Spend is the only thing that truly matters in any platform where you're investing. Outside of that, we want conversions. What's the total number of actual pieces of business? What are we getting from people? After that, we want purchase conversion value. Now, if you heard me say purchase and conversion, I hope you didn't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying results. Don't have results as a column inside of your Facebook Ads Manager. Define that result. That way you have way less empty fields. You're like, well, Facebook doesn't work. It's like, well, you didn't ask it to actually give you any information. Define it. If you're selling something, it is spend, purchases, purchase conversion value. Now, I'll say something here, and I 100% stand behind it. If making money is your objective and selling something with Facebook is your business goal, nothing else in your Facebook ad account actually means anything that's actionable. You heard it. So let's get down to business metrics versus vanity metrics. And I'm going to just kind of list a whole bunch of metrics and tell you if it's business or vanity. Okay? Let's have some fun. So, spend. That's a business metric. What's my investment? Conversions or purchases. Business metric. What did I get for my money? Purchase conversion value. That's a business objective. What kind of return did I get on my investment? Clicks. That's a vanity metric, actually. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. It's good to know, but Facebook isn't a traffic platform. It's an intent platform. And you really need to understand that. You can massively up your level of clicks of a whole bunch of shit traffic and ruin all of your retargeting and make all of your downstream metrics absolutely die on the vine. CPM, that's also a vanity metric. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Yes, it's good to know this audience costs more than this audience. Who gives you shit? Some audiences are giving you profit, some aren't. Facebook is making that decision for you. CPM, not actionable, therefore we don't care. It's a great way of valuing. Well, we're gonna, we have some explaining to do. So let's look to CPMs. Maybe that can help us. Now let's go to another one. What about conversion rate? Well, it feels like a business metric, but it's actually a fucking vanity metric, right? Because your website is what's really responsible for your conversion rate. And look, if you are maximizing for conversion rate, you can 100% work all the way down the funnel and only go after people who are already likely to buy from this search and email that they're already doing. So your Facebook metric is going to look really good. but it comes at a massive amount of duplicity in your overall business. If you invest there, look, your Facebook revenue might look strong, but it doesn't come at incremental value. Plus, it's not actionable. It's not actionable. You're not going to be like, well, this is a higher conversion rate. I'm going to do more of this thing. Now, it feels like it is. This audience is a higher conversion rate than this audience. Let's spend all my money there. Now, what happens when it gets any sizable bit of scale of investment? Oh, look, the conversion rate went down. Or what happens when we change our landing page? Oh, look, the conversion rate went down or up. Who knows? But it doesn't really matter because there's another thing. Conversion rate is 100% reliant on two metrics. How much traffic and how many sales did I get? If you get more traffic, you don't need as high as a conversion rate for that to work. Or if you get less traffic, you need your conversion rate to be higher. Ultimately, it's so dependent on other variables that it's basically just telling you what you already know from things that are actually important to you. So let's look at some other things. AOV. Yeah, no, that's 100% a legitimate thing. You 100% need to know your average order value. That is not a vanity metric. It's 100% a business metric. And if you want to know how to find AOV, because no, it's not a column that you already have, go into your columns, go into your customized columns, go ahead and make a customized metric and divide your total purchases from your total purchase conversion value. So that's purchase conversion value divided by purchases. That tells you how much every purchase is worth to you. And if you want to know profit, well, it's AOV minus CPA, which is ultimately the next thing, which is 100% important. CPA. How much did it cost to make a sale? So we have CPA, how much did it cost to make a sale? AOV, how much was that sale worth? Revenue, how much money we make today? Purchases, how many sales do we actually make? And spend, what was our overall investment? Those are actual business metrics that clearly define whether or not we're doing what we need to do. None of that has any impact on what's our conversion rate, right? Or what's our CPM? Doesn't fucking matter. How many clicks do we get? Doesn't fucking matter. For that rate, we also don't care about click-through rate. Yeah, your click-through rate can be really high as long as you don't have content that is widely appealing and shown to a whole bunch of individuals. And if your CPM is low, your click-through rate can be low, but your CPM could also be low because your conversion rate is up. And man, that's a fucking mess. And none of that is actionable. So we don't need to worry about it. Now let's get to the last one. And this one's a goodie. This one's a fun one. ROAS. Is it a business metric or a vanity metric? Now, I'll give you a second here so you can play in the home game. Which hand has more fingers? I know what you're saying, but it's a vanity metric. 100% bullshit metric. And here's why. Number one, ROAS is completely dependent on the AOV of your customer, which is sometimes controllable, sometimes not. Maybe you have multiple offers. If you have an upsell, you cannot force somebody to take that upsell. So your ROAS one day might be a 5, and the next day might be a 1 if everybody took every maximum upsell, and the next day they don't. You didn't control for that. There's nothing you can do to really force that. You might be able to help with the AOV, but your actual ROAS is completely dependent on what's going on. Also, does that take into account your cost of goods? Does that take into account the duplicitousness of all of your sales? Because you're also getting sales on your email, and maybe you're getting stuff from your search. Maybe you've taken a look at this document. Let's see right here. This little, yes, I'm calling it a document. It's a Facebook click to your site, and then they search. They go to email and they have SMS. There's a spot where maybe this is way more visible. I'm going to try to give it one chance. Let's see. Come on, camera. You can do this. Boom! This little graph right here is why ROAS is 100% bullshit. If you get a bunch of sales here for cheap or free, does this number's ROAS, where that's also coming from these two channels, does it really matter? This bottom funnel ROAS can be awesome if these places are also driving that sale. Maybe every one of these channels says it got the sale and this ROAS is amazing, but you didn't make any more money. Because ROAS is an absolute bullshit metric. It's great to know. It's wonderful if your business is thriving on driving a vanity metric for somebody. But ultimately, yeah, it's a vanity metric. It doesn't mean fucking anything. Especially once you start to look at your business as a whole, because Facebook is just a piece of your overall business. I hope that helps. If you like this, there's some other videos right here that YouTube might think that you like. And if you really found value, go ahead and subscribe. Until next time, once again, hi, I'm Charlie, and I'll see you on the internet.